Wow.
See how it goes.
I think I just got no.
Well, we're supposed to be live now, right? We're supposed to be live now. Do you guys get the notification?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, so we're live tonight again. It's 8:24 here in Puerto Rico. It's 4 o'clock in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are here tonight with your host and friend, love or hate him, the face of arm wrestling in Puerto Rico, Manolo Sanchez. I'm here with my friends, my dear friends, which I love them a lot. That made me very happy yesterday when I was going through a lot of shit, and they made me happy because they connected to this platform, and now we're all here together. Mr. Daniel the Nightmare Schwartz and Arturo Pizarro. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're great, brother. We're great, brother.
Doing well, doing well. Still vibrating from the weekend.
Yeah. Still excited. Still
Really?
excited.
Still vibrating?
Yes, sir.
It was a great experience.
How did that after pool go? How did that after pool went?
It was pretty good. You know, I probably pulled the trigger a little too early on the after pull. I decided to pull almost as soon as I'm competing. And then by the time that everyone else was ready to after pull, I was already spent. So I ended it a little earlier than I normally would have. So it was a good experience.
I mean, it was a long after pool, right?
Oh my God, very long after pull.
Yeah, everybody see. I think they're still after pulling right now.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure they're still doing. I'm pretty sure over there.
They just would own my arms if I was staying there, though, and so I figured I need to step away from the table before I hurt myself.
Yeah. That's the thing with after pulling is because like you still feel like you want like when you go to a tournament and there's not a lot of guys in the brackets, you still want to pull, you know, and that's why you stay to the after pull and you pull everybody, you know. But yesterday, Arturo competed, right?
Yes.
And you got first place undefeated, right hand. What weight category?
It was 186 to 205. Amateur division, 186 to 205. Yep.
Yeah, and you did good. And I'm at in a Latin America WhatsApp chat of arm wrestlers. I mean, two. I got every Latin America arm wrestler or anyone that's arm wrestling in Latin America. There's a WhatsApp chat, and there's another one for the presidents of the WAF arm wrestling. You know, and they were posting videos because there were other Latin Americans over there in the Olympia. There was like 2 or 3, right? I think there was a guy from Venezuela and another guy from Portugal, Brazil.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. There's a lot of.
And they pulled yesterday and they pulled today.
Yeah. Yep. Yesterday, Jose, he was the one that I went to the finals. Yesterday, he's from Venezuela. He got the silver yesterday on the right hand, and and I think he got the gold on the left hand though, but I didn't pull left hand.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's really good, very intense guy, very aggressive, very good. I love pulling him. It was great. I hope I see him again. He invited me to California to pull with his team. You know, probably I will meet him in LA. At any point in time. We just need to figure it out when and where, stuff like that. But yeah, I've been planning to go to LA and meet some people over there at least once.
Okay. So overall, do a recap of your experience and how it went, arm wrestling and overall.
Well, speaking of today, I think it was the first time that I was going in the pro division. But there were in my class. There were world class champions in my weight class. So I think I need a lot more experience to pull with those guys. But yesterday was an incredible experience. It was I learned a lot about with Dan. He gave me some tips at the moment of pulling those other guys, what I could do better, and I did it, and that gave me the victory at the end. It was the referees were great. I didn't make no mistakes on my elbow. That's been giving me some troubles in my last tournaments. Me fouling out and losing the match for elbow fouls. So this time I did pretty good. So I went undefeated in this one. It was a great experience. That was a lot.
It was amazing watching him smash.
Yeah, dude. But we started talking about the experience and the matches and all that. But I don't want to miss this point. Like, dude, you guys were separated. Dan is from New York, and Arturo is living in Las Vegas, and it made me so happy, dude. I couldn't stop crying. I cried when you sent me the pictures that you were together. I started crying, man, because out of happiness, because it made me feel like everything that we have done here in Purcell TV and in arm wrestling, it was worth it. We got you two guys together.
Bringing two people together that normally would never cross each other's paths is completely on you, Manolo. You're the one who facilitated this entire connection. Yeah. So, it's a beautiful thing to actually connect with, another Boricua and somebody and talk to them and just share the same passion with the sport that we love very much, and compare notes and contrast. And now we're expanding the brotherhood.
Yeah,
the family's getting bigger.
Yeah. He called me, and if it wasn't like, actually I was there by myself, kind of like, there was almost nobody from my team competing for other reasons. They were competing somewhere else or doing other stuff or other personal reason. So it was great to be able to like have somebody, even though we don't know each other now, we're like, we're brotherhood now. You know what I mean? Like we connected pretty well. Look, amazing guy. He got great spirit, great vibe. I look, you couldn't connect better people. Let me tell you that right now, brother.
There's a saying,
dude. I'm what?
There's a saying that you need to learn. Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Good one.
It's a simple saying, but it works. It applies to you, man.
The same way me and Manolo connected. We connected through internet also. I didn't met it because even though I was living in Puerto Rico, he lives in Maya West. I live in Carolina.
That's far apart.
We met. Yeah, we're far away.
I mean, we met through Instagram. Like all of us, we met through Instagram. And you were already in Vegas, and Daniel was, and Daniel, like his last name is I think it's Polish, right?
No, it's German.
Right?
German.
Okay, sorry, it's German. So you cannot identify him as he's half Puerto Rican, So
yeah,
like we connected, and dude, there's still work to be done, because there's a lot of Puerto Ricans out there that arm wrestle, and I haven't been able to reach them. Like I know I think there's another guy in the East Coast that is called Victor Sierra. He's Puerto Rican too.
Okay.
And we got I know there in Texas there are Puerto Ricans that arm wrestle, but I kind of stopped. Like I had a lot of things on going on, and I kind of like stopped reaching out to the Puerto Ricans because I started reaching out to other Latin Americans, But right now, I'm gonna tell you this. if we can, either way, we're gonna end up together under the same roof at some point. And we got some things lined up for early next year, and really, I would really love that if we could like work together and settle everything that we have going on in our lives. If we could like go to, I don't want to say it because, you know, when you say things and they don't happen, then you know, but you know, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
So I would really love that. I would really love that. And at the end of the year, like when I spoke with John Terrian and Kevin Palco, we bonded, like we got along great, you know, and we came up with a plan for me to travel to Ohio, meet with Kevin, then go to Todd Hutchins' house, then from there drive up to Devin Lara's house, because John Terrian is from Canada, from Ottawa. And he said, you met with me, and we go to Devin's house. And after that, I spoke with Devin, and Devin told me, if you come to Canada, you're taken care of. You just call me. You're taken care of. So I would really love if we could like plan something and all of us make that trip, you know, go to Todd Hutchins, then drive up to Canada. You know, it would be a great experience, you know.
Yeah.
And because, you know, you guys like that idea, right?
I love that.
Of course. Of course.
I love that idea.
It's a great idea. We just we need to, but we need to plan it with, you know, with time and be able to settle everything down. And,
And make sure we plan it accordingly.
Yep.
And appropriate. We go on a nice
That's what?
We go on a nice Puerto Rican tour of North America.
Yeah, we go. I would be like Pulseo TV on the road.
There you go.
Hey, we need a whole RV that says Pulseo TV and everything.
Like a big ass party bus.
Yeah.
That would be biggest part.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great.
So,
Dude, so you on the first round, Arturo, you faced Artem, right?
no, today I faced Chance. That was my first round. He's a very experienced puller from Utah. I met him before, actually. Chance, very strong, very humble guy. Every time I have seen Chance many times. Sometimes he comes here to Las Vegas to practice. He's been pulling since he's like a kid, you know, very experienced. A lot of people know him. And, you know, after that, I met with Artem. Yeah, he feels like a goddamn R. You know,
Coach, I was watching the live feed, and I saw his match with Diete, and I was like, whoa, Diete held him up and ended up winning by fouls, but he held him up. Who ended up winning that category, Artem or Diete?
I
can't remember.
I don't even remember because I left before the finals. I think I went to eat because I was starving, and I left before the finals. But I saw a lot of matches. There was a lot of or there were world champions or national champions from somewhere. There were champions from Brazil.
The experience level.
We're talking about top level. Dallas Lanton was there. Mika was there.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, there were some guys from Brazil. Very powerful, man. Powerful. It was a powerful.
Yeah. And you, Dan, what did you encounter in your division? You pulled the 165s?
Yep, 165 and under, pro right division, and I competed earlier today. My first two matches went the way I beat my first guy. Was able to get a nice strong top roll out of him. My back pressure was a little just too much for him to handle. Second guy, I beat him on fouls because of the back pressure that I had on him. He just couldn't contain me. Third guy, you know, by the time I got there, I was feeling a little fatigued because I did put a lot into my back pressure. And I will admittedly say that I wasn't trained for don't move your hands, go. My tournament experience up until this point has been ready, go. So I have 19 tournaments under 2 years, or about 2.5 years, with ready, go. And that was what I was expecting. And when I beat the other guys, I was catching. I wasn't hitting because I knew that I wanted to kind of get the timing right. And when I thought I had the timing right, I didn't. And I flopped on the strap with, I went up against Jamie Barrett, the 16-year-old national champion from Australia. He came to the States and he competed. He ended up taking second place today. But my first loss was to him. I got a slip, went to the strap. My top roll was just a little too much for him. And then he was able to apply a little more side pressure than I could handle. And he took me over. And then the next guy, by that time, two things. I was very, very tired as well. And I just wasn't ready. I was sleeping on the go. And I made him, I actually make him foul because I applied the back pressure again. He wisened up to it. And he showed his table IQ experience, and he showed to be a better man at that point. And I was sleeping on top of it.
I took some videos on him, so I have a few videos of him. He actually looked really good. He looked very dominant at the first 3 or 4. You know, even though he lost against the guy that he's talking about, the Australian champ. Like he looked. Even though he looks young, but he looked powerful. Though. The kid is strong. He's strong. He's tenacious.
He actually he's got a really strong lock, and so I do think that if I was a little bit more awake, was able to really fire it up like I'm used to at the go, I don't think he would have been able to engage his power. I would have been able to cut him off right before. And that's where I was definitely sleeping today. I felt strong. I felt connected. I will say this. Nobody overpowered me. No one flash pinned me. No one made me foul out. I made everyone else foul out. I held people at center of the table. I made them work for their wins. So while I didn't place today, I still came to a very high level tournament and succeeded at something. Now I know I need to work a little bit harder.
Yeah. That's important thing. This is about experience. You know, you went in, you did good. You know, it wasn't like you como dicen en Puerto Rico, no perdiste el tiempo. Like you went there, you competed, and you showed that you can hang with the big boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and we are proud of you. I'm proud of you. You know, I'm proud of you because I have seen you develop from when we met to now, and you are head over heels different. You know, even physically, I look at you and you're not the same man. You know.
Oh, that's definitely true. Since I started the sport, you know, I started at 270. I'm now 160, soaking wet now.
Damn. 160 soaking wet. No, I'm heading in that direction too. I gotta lose a lot of weight. And I'm like beating my head on the table. Like, I don't want to do it.
I'll help you out with that. It's not a rocket science. It's just a matter of actually finding the right motivation.
Yeah.
That's
since I started in this sport also, my life and in my discipline and stuff about working out better and try to stay focused on other stuff. I've actually put me in a different direction, a different focus, you know, and now better. This year hasn't been my year, like in life wise, but you know, this winning of yesterday it meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? Like me as a still an amateur person, be able to like say, okay, I feel ready to go and try more pro and just go back and forth between classes. I think it's going to be great for me. A great learning, feeling different hands now. So I'm ready for whatever comes from now on.
Yeah. That's what I was telling you. Like you stepped up to a new level and you felt lost because it's different. It's a different experience. But now you know and you felt what you expect on that level. So you got to work towards getting that. Like I told you, we got to work on getting Artem back. We got to beat Artem at some point. You know, that's motivation enough. You know,
he's been pulling all day. That guy, his stamina is incredible. He's still pulling. I think he's still pulling right now. That guy, he's pulling everybody.
And I actually want to tell people that are watching, anybody who's watching, who's within the first 2, 3, 4 years of the sport, the stamina piece. Some people have it out of the floodgates, but I gotta say, I am learning to be patient with myself and building up that stamina. Because as of right now, my stamina game is not on an Artem level. You know, if we're gonna put like a benchmark on that, I don't have that stamina where when it comes to the fourth or fifth, matchup, I am not pulling in the same fashion as I was the first 3. So I got to learn how to build up that stamina. That's another thing.
If you follow Artem, he is developing that stamina because he's doing things like Devin. He's traveling everywhere, pulling every day. That's what he's doing. And if you do that, you get accustomed and your body adjusts to keep doing just that, and if you have the time, because that's another thing, if you have the time to do that and you dedicate yourself you have the time to dedicate just to that, well, you develop that stamina. It's like me, let's say Todd Hutchins gets paid to get the job done. That's it. He's not paid to get in there and have a 1-minute match. He has to finish it, and the combination of both things, like who's secretariat, there's no only one secretariat, who has speed and stamina, it's like for me, like I work for stamina, but I work to avoid getting the pump on my arm.
Yeah.
And the way I train that is that every arm wrestling workout I do, I train like this arm, like right arm, right? I start and I don't stop until I finish the last exercise. It's like, okay, set 1, bam, 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 1 arm, then set 2 until I finish. Then I switch to the other arm. And that's, at least that for me has worked. When I have pulled, I don't get a pump, and not really, my arm doesn't really get tired because I put it through a lot of stress just for that. I was talking to Todd Hutchins about that because he's doing that video series about preventing the pump or getting the blood out of your arm.
Yep.
But stamina is a part of the game that you gain on experience too.
Yeah. Over time, you learn things. And the cool thing is now, there's a lot of that information available out there. However, to see that information start taking life of its own within your life, it does take time. And so someone like myself seeing Todd Hutchins doing that, I can't get to that same level as Todd Hutchins because he's worked his way up to being there. And so knowing with that disclaimer, I'm not expecting to be able to do what Todd Hutchins does next month. You know what I mean? Maybe 4 or 5 years from now, I might be able to actually get some resemblance of what he's doing. But not. It takes time. It takes time and a lot of patience.
But you know what?
It takes time.
We're getting better every time we compete. We're getting better every time we train. As long as we stay focused, I think we can connect ourselves to the sport.
Absolutely.
And you know what? For me, it's like, as long as I can get as strong as my body can get and just try to push my limits, whatever it gets me, I think I will be satisfied with being able to get to my maximum potential, And in other words, I was going to ask you if, before I forget, do you think I'm going to be able to have that match with Adam when in PR?
Yeah, it can be worked out. Yeah, it's like the situation down here is a little rough, but you know, it's not like like I like when you came last time.
Yeah.
The time that you had your super matches with Jonathan and with Abel.
Yeah.
I like I was gonna just have your super matches, you know. It was my Javier, my friend, that came up doing other super matches, you know. And I believe that when you come down here, if you're gonna have the match, I'll set it up. I have no problem with that, and I believe it's doable. And now, is it gonna be an event like the one we had before? I don't know, but yes, you're gonna have. If you want your super match with Adam, yes, you're gonna have it. That would be no problem. I just have to, you know, talk to him, set it up, and do it. You know, it would be no problem. But it has. If it was an event like the last time, I don't think maybe, but you know, things are a little, you know, out of control here in Puerto Rico regarding that, because everybody's like trying to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Let me, because I know people will be watching, you know, like, let me see, like when you got a, like you got jackals, right? You got jackals, right? You're in the jungle, you got jackals, right? And the lion comes and eats something, and they get the leftovers, right? Then the jackals come in and try to get some of what it's left over, and that's right now that's what's going on, and you know, I believe it will settle. I don't know if it will settle down soon or it's gonna take a little longer, but I know it will settle down. But if any of you want to come down and have a super match or whatever, I'll hook it up. I have no problem with that. I know I can do it.
Yeah, I will say this. I believe in every sport, there's always going to be some situation and discomfort, because I've been part of other teams before in other sports. So there's always some situations. I just really hope that in PR, this is a beautiful sport, man. This is a beautiful sport, and everybody should be in this together to make it grow. You know what I mean? It's Puerto Rico have the potential. This is something that I always hate to see about PR, that the potential gets lost in people because of not organization or no support or any other reasons that even is not even worth, you know, losing true potential. You know what I mean? And you know what? If the venue is a problem, I've been having some places in mind that but you know, they're in the area metro. You know, I don't know if any of the
don't worry about it. Like I'm gonna say this. Even though, like, in Puerto Rico, we have a saying. I don't know. It's, Dan, do you speak any, like, if I speak in Spanish, do you understand me?
Habla más despacio para mí.
Okay.
Slowly.
Like here in Puerto Rico, there's a saying. A la gente le gusta la pelea chiquita, the small fight.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. And that's their fight. They want to, like, that's not of my concern. Like, I don't mind whatever's going on or whatever they're doing. I had an opinion, and I help people because I believe in what they were doing, and I gave some advice to prevent bad things from happening, right?
Absolutely.
But that's what happened over there. That I don't care about that. Like, every day I receive messages and calls about people wanting me to help them put an event in their business, you know? Yeah. Like, if you wanna have your super match with Adam in the metro area, we can make it work. Either you know somebody, or I will contact anybody that has contacted me asking for an event on their venue, and I, you know, I will make it. That's why I'm telling you, I could make it work. I will make it work. You know, I'm talking like I worked politics in Puerto Rico for over 20 years. And you know, when you work politics in Puerto Rico, if you're good at what you do, people don't like you. And I'm talking about powerful Puerto Ricans, like powerful politicians in Puerto Rico, you know. And one of the most powerful mayors in the island was the mayor of Mayagüez, right? And the guy hates my guts. He hates me. But you know why he hates me? Because I stopped working for him. And he sits down in any table talking about Manolo, and everybody tells me that he like stops and, you know, like thinks to himself and then says, pero es que Manolo bien hábil. You know, it's like the thing that make him mad is that I don't work for him anymore. And you know, I'm used to all this kind of drama and all this shit. And I know how to do things, and I know how to work them, and I'll find a way. Believe me, I will find a way. You know.
You know what's interesting though? I wanted to highlight something that our sport of arm wrestling, it transcends racism.
Yeah.
It transcends prejudice. It transcends poverty, the rich and famous, right? We have people who have like crazy money, and we have really poor people in our sport, right? However, it doesn't transcend the ego. It doesn't transcend. The ego is literally one thing that it doesn't get past. There is some people who are that doorstop that says, no, we're not letting you open the door that much more and open the floodgates to arm wrestling. I really wish we can sit there and just, hey guys, don't we want the sport to grow? Like, let's try to find a common ground instead of saying, no, we're doing it this way. No, we're doing this way. Let's find a common ground that makes everybody happy, or at least majority happy. You can't make everyone happy.
Yeah.
Never.
That's what I was talking to when I was talking to Devin. That's what I was saying, and that's what we were talking about. Like whatever happened during COVID, it gave like an even playing for everybody to start promoting and doing their thing with arm wrestling. Like COVID brought Devin to Larry Wheels. And with the visits of Devin Lara to Dubai with Larry Wheels came in with the King of the Table thing, right?
Yeah.
And that started, and that was great. And then Engin Terzi came with the East versus West, and I got worried. Because I said, damn, now they're going to start to compete amongst themselves. And at some point, something is going to break down, and every promotion is going to stop, right? But this Larry Wheels thing, like the people that are with Larry, they're not arm wrestlers, you know. And they, like, instead of like trying to compete, they went and offered their services to Engin. And
Beautiful.
they told them we can help you. We can work together. And they started working together, and they found harmony. And that's why East versus West is growing. And that's why King of the Table is growing and getting better. And now we got the Monster Factory in with Michael Todd that he puts on his shows and his tournaments and his stuff in his house. And you see Engin and everybody supporting and sharing their stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's the winning formula that arm wrestling took out of COVID, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and don't forget Arm Wars and the new production starting next year, Arm Gods. Those are two really big ones.
Those two are new, yeah.
Because if you think about it, those are really good for super matches that are going to help you see potentially who we're going to see at King of the Table, who we're going to see at East versus West. And we might even see those guys become even just as big as that big of a production, you know, and it's going to help us out understand where everybody stands now against each other. Yeah. And it'll make the rankings make much more sense now to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I Earlier, I was with Rustam Bayev. I don't know if you get a chance to watch it. It was a very difficult conversation because I had to say something, then translate it to him, then he will answer, and then translate it back. And when I answered, it was hard and stressful. But anyway, it was a good interview. It was a good conversation. And Rustam is training with the Arm Gods in London.
Yep.
Wow.
He's training over there.
Wow. That's it. Yeah.
So
and then for new upcoming arm wrestlers, definitely, if there's somebody in the chat, definitely post www.armgods.com, because if you sign up, you can actually create a profile, an athlete's profile for it. Yeah. You should sign up. Yeah. And learn more about their events. They're going to have some really awesome high-level events a couple times a year. Marcus Thompson and Paul Maiden have been really awesome about the production, about communicating and sharing with us what they're planning on. And I'm just trying to help them out because they're one of my sponsors who sent me over here. Arm Gods by Marcus Thompson. And they helped me get me out here.
Yeah. I saw that on your interviews and your promotions about your sponsors, and it's great. It's great because at some point, Latin Americans or Puerto Ricans are gonna be on these big promotions,
Absolutely.
And that will be a really proud moment for, let's say, Latin America as a whole, because I always say, and if people say Manolo keeps repeating himself, fuck him. But I keep saying we got monsters walking amongst us in Latin America. There's big guys like Devin is going to Mexico like next week or something, and he asked me to hook him up with people down there. And there's big guys over there. Like I doing that thing for Devin, I found out that one of the couple of the guys from the Cancun club in Mexico were training with the Georgians for like 4 months, and they got really strong, and people don't know that about Latin America and in Puerto Rico. Dude, I have pushed Engin. Like, Engin is a great man. He's very, like, I text him and he answers, we have a really cordial relationship, and I remember when I started, when Adam Wasinski defeated Noel Nunez, I started following him and I became a fan, and I started like trying to promote the young guys from the United States to go to East versus West, and dude, I was the one that was on Engin, asking him to give Adam a chance. And when he defeated Paul Lynn, Paul was supposed to have Paul Lynn, the other guy, Paul Talbot. When Adam defeated Paul Talbot, that he injured his thumb, Engin immediately connected and called Adam and brought him over there, right? And I was like, God damn! Like, I've had Adam 2 times on the show, and then I started saying, if I could do this for you guys, if I could do this for a Puerto Rican, if I could do this for someone from Latin America, and I've been trying and working with Engin to, have him notice people from down here. My first bet was with Noel Nunez, right? And Engin, he started paying attention to what I was telling him and what Noel was accomplishing. But Noel, life's happened. He has to work. He doesn't have the time that he has before, and hasn't been really active. But I'm still pushing for Noel. Now, the guy from Argentina, Santiago Balsamelo, I believe, I was talking to Engin about him, and I believe that, I think before the summer, he's gonna get called up for to East versus West, and that would really be a Latin American in East versus West, because I don't know, but not everybody knows that people from Brazil and Portugal are not really Latin Americans because they don't speak Spanish. The Latin America are the Spanish speaking countries, right? And that's what Engin told me. Engin told me like, but isn't Brazil Latin America? And I had to say, no, they are Latin American, everything, but the Latin American nations are the Spanish speaking nations. And then he went like, oh, right now, Santiago, I believe he will be called up to East versus West before the summer. And hopefully Noel or somebody else from Latin America, because we have the talent. We just have to get the attention on us, you know?
Yeah. I mean, as long I think you're doing a great job, as long as you keep, you know, putting us out there, keep doing your work. I think we're going to get it.
We're going to get the exposure.
We're going to get the exposure. We just need to keep, you know, training and showing what we got, you know, keep ourselves, you know, people to look at us, you know,
Absolutely.
we have potential that we, you know, and with your job, with your connection, I think we're going to get it. We're going to get it.
I will say this much. After pulling with that national champion from Australia, Jamie Barrett, I want to challenge him again. And I think I can beat him. I think I can.
Yeah, that's a spirit.
I think that I think it is a legitimate possibility that I can have a super match against him. And I think I can beat him with the right proper training. Because he actually admitted to me, he's like, your top row kind of scared me. So I think on the proper way to go.
I'm proud to say that I can call Pep my friend, and Pep, Performing Enhancing Pancakes, is watching. And he's saying hi to us and to Dan, and he's saying he hasn't been able to see anything from the Olympia yet about you, but Pep, there hasn't been anything up on social media yet about Dan and the tournament and thing, but it will be up, right, Dan?
Yeah, it will be up. I'll be posting up my matches at some point today. I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, along with a little bit of my own personal recap. I definitely, I'm not completely satisfied with the results of the tournament, so it's leaving me with a lot of angst, if you may, and a lot of anger, and I'm just going to utilize that and channel it towards the next challenge that I have. There's New Way. I know that, you know, I'm going to be at a heavier class. The New Way class is it's going to be 176. So I'm going to go from I'm right now sitting at 160. So I'm going to eat some healthy things, but also I have a different routine that I'm going to work on and apply, not change too much. I know it's going to be ready goes again, so I'm not going to necessarily be worried about that side of it. But it's kind of lit a little bit of a different type of fire for me.
Yeah. And if Pep is still watching, I'm developing an idea for next year about some, like, to have a panel before and after each major event of arm wrestling. And I haven't made a pitch to Pep yet, but I would really love, like, we could have like a live stream with predictions and a live stream after to analyze what happened in the event. And I was thinking to have you guys, Troy and Pep, to be that panel and analyze that, you know, and do that, those live streams. We can do it in this channel, we can do it in your channel, we can do it in Pep's channel. You know, it doesn't have to be in just Pulseo TV. We can, you know, share it around. Yeah. And if Pep, if you're listening, if you would consider that idea, we would love to have that panel with you on it, the sexy boys of arm wrestling, the boys of arm wrestling, Performing Enhancing Pancakes.
Sexy.
Love it. Love it. That's
make
awesome.
It sexier. Make it sexier.
It would be great.
Yeah.
What?
I said, make it sexier, brother.
Well, we had a nice chat with Pep the other day. Well,
that was good.
Thank you, Pep. He said yes. Pep, Performing Enhancing Pancakes had just said yes to to the idea I have for next year. So our first live stream is going to be before East versus West 6 in January. So we already have a schedule, Dan and Arturo. We already have a schedule.
Love it.
Let's see when I can go back home. Let's see what we can do. Maybe he can be able to go after and match over there. We got a few people that he can match over there from his weight, right? There's a few. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't really have light guys in Puerto Rico, like really, really light guys in Puerto Rico, at least maybe one or two. I remember back in the day, like in 2016, 15, there were light, like 155. And they were good, but you know, shit kept happening and like pushed people away from the sport, you know, and that's what pisses me off, you know, because in the United States there are really like a lot of tournaments and a lot of competition, and it's okay because it's so big. But in Puerto Rico we're very small, and people fight because I want to do this and I want to do that, and they, you know.
I gotta tell you, man. Manolo, it's not unique to Puerto Rico. New York, we have the same thing going on. If you look at a state like of California or Texas or Florida, you have these leagues that really have a solid structure, right? New York probably has pound for pound the highest number of arm wrestlers in one given area, but we don't have that much order or structure. And I mean, I don't have enough knowledge of the inner workings of how things have happened in New York previously, or how they're going to work as of right now. But I will tell you this much. If the New Yorker guys that have been around for long enough worked a little bit more together, that have been around, that represent different organizations, much like you said, with Engen working with Core Sports to get East versus West off the ground, we should use that as a template, as a model.
Yeah.
We can build the sport to be the biggest sport in the world if we work together a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, for next year, I was willing, because I stopped arm wrestling competitively, because to do this, I cannot compete. You know, to do this, I gotta be neutral, fair, and just. You know, to be able to analyze and do all this that I do, I cannot compete. You know, because people will be saying, "Ah, Manolo won because this is what do they say about Michael Todd? Have you heard it, Dad? What do they say? Oh, Todd win because he was in his house, his rules, his table. You know, and that's. Like, I started this before with the Monster Factory, you know. So in order to prevent that, I stopped arm wrestling. But I was willing to put myself out there and try to, like, everything I have done is to try to give like some order to the sport in the island. That's why I make the rankings and started doing some like awards, like for the Arm Wrestler of the Year and everything like that. Because to one, motivate, and other, to organize, trying to give it some order, you know. And I was willing to, like, me call everybody and say, "You're gonna do an event next year? Yes. How many? 2 events? Okay. You need to give me the dates you want, so I can call other people, and the other people say, okay, I'm gonna do 1. Okay, this date. Because when you do an event, like, okay, I say I'm gonna do an event in March. And then the other guy comes up with an event on April. What the fuck? You know, we got to, like, but
the fuck?
I love that.
Dude, come on, man, come on.
You know what? Let's. I think we can do. We this coming year we can organize something back home, and I think it will be great if me and Dan can make it, or somewhere else from here, from Vegas. I will talk to some people, whoever can come. I know one person, Jonathan, that he's a very experienced pooler. He said he wanted to go to PR and pool over there with us. He's from the team here from Vegas. His name is Jonathan Vasquez. He said he wanted to go. but you know, we got to tell him with time and stuff so he can organize his life to go.
Yeah.
And it will be great for him to go. He would love to go to PR and pull anybody. He's ready to pull anybody. And I believe if we keep showing up from over here to PR, the motivation is gonna stay up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they look at. Seeing us, they're coming, you know, so we got to train harder. I just want everybody to train harder and get their best selves. And when we show up, we're just going to give everything.
Dude, the last time you came, Arturo. Yeah. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
You keep building it. I'm going to give you some words that actually Paul Italia gave to me. Because he used to come to my practices. And I actually had a big falling out with my first group of practices. And it was a lot of just bullshit drama. And really, it wasn't anything meaningful as to why we broke apart. And I was ready to actually hang up the hat and stop arm wrestling. I actually was going to stop hosting, and I was going to say, I'll find an event from time to time here and there. I was only about, 6-7 months in at that point. And I was ready to say, screw it. This isn't worth it to me. I'm not into it. He comes up to me and says, Dan, don't give up. You actually have a really cool message, and a good one at that. Be constant. Not everyone is going to appreciate you. Your next door neighbor might even try to stop you from growing, but don't stop. Because if you stop, everyone else around you has won.
Yep.
Keep going with what you're doing, because somebody somewhere will catch that and want to be a part of it. And now I went from having a practice, every week that was only 3 or 4 guys were showing up right after the big falling out. And like, it got to the point where only one person was showing up. I'm like, I'm going to give up on this. No one else is coming. Yeah. Now I got 15 to 20 people showing up at my house on a weekly time. And they're asking me, hey, can you open up a second practice? Because you don't think you have enough tables.
You're going to be better food.
It's a good price.
Bring some pizza.
No, dude, but I understand what you're saying, and it's hard for me because it's hard. Like I got a lot of things going on in my life, and this takes a lot of time to do. But I even dragging my feet, I keep showing up and I keep doing what I do, and I'll keep doing it because I was talking to Joe the other night, and like I said, like I really want to stop, but I can't. And he was asking me, why you say that? Because I told him, because right now it's not just about Puerto Rico right now. Like yesterday, why should I stop? Look at you guys. Look what you did. Look, where are you? You're together in Las Vegas during a tournament, in one of the biggest tournaments in the nation, with in the Mr. Olympia. You know, I can't stop.
Yeah,
I would. I can't.
If you had stopped at any point in time before me and you connecting, to be honest with you, I would have been short on my funds on getting to Vegas in the first place. So if it wasn't for you, man, I wouldn't be here to begin with, let alone connecting with another person. So you have a very big reach and a big influence and impact on me being where I'm at today.
Yeah, and I'm really happy and proud of that fact.
Me too, actually.
What were you saying, Arturo?
No, me too. Like, you have impact also, my life also. The people, the team from Vegas has been a big impact. From back home, if it wasn't for you, I would have been able to compete back home, because nobody else from back home I connected but you and the people that you know. But if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even know that there was a team back home that or like people that actually do this back home. You know what I mean? Like it's a ripple effect. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. It's a ripple effect that keeps going. You know, we keep connecting with each other around the world. And nowadays, because of this internet live stream, even though it doesn't matter how far we are, we're gonna find a way to connect to each other.
Dude, so, if we do this, like we do these streams, right?
Yeah.
We do these streams. And dude, I at some point, no one watched us. No one watched me. No one watched. Like right now there's 4 people watching, but like a few minutes ago there were like 20 people watching, you know, and it goes up and down. But then I remember I was doing I started doing lives, and the first person that started like commenting and writing was Pep, performing enhancing pancakes. Then at some point, Chance Shaw, Paul Ling, people started coming in, and I remember, I don't know which podcast was that there were 5 people watching, but it was like Pep, Chance, Paul, you know, like people, well-known people, and you know, like even if 1 people is watching, it's enough, you know.
Yeah.
But I do have like made I don't know how to say this, like how you say this in English, Arturo? Una red de comunicación, like
Just
it's
a connection, like a communication connection with like
yeah, it's like a network. I made a network.
Network.
You know, that connected the US and Europe through here. And dude, earlier I was doing a live like this, and I'm in Puerto Rico. Rustam was in London, and Basil was in Dubai. I was like 3 p.m. for me, 7 p.m. for Rustam, and 12 midnight for Basil. You know,
That's
I had
amazing.
like I it's been like the point of connection between all the worlds. You know, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy.
I think if you keep going, the right people are gonna, you know, I will say that people will understand who got more heart in this sport and who doesn't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like when you actually have a heart for the sport, you the people who actually is worth in the sport stays, and whoever just doesn't, then they just go in the wind. You know what I mean? Like Dan, me, we did a great performance yesterday and today. And I will say, it doesn't matter what would have happened. It just gets me more hungry every time.
Yeah.
It gets me hungry.
Yep.
It gets me more focused. All the time I'm like, I need to get stronger. I need to get stronger. Before this, I need to get stronger. In this tournament, I was stronger. In the next one, you have to, you know, you need some sort of motivation and some sort of like something to hold on. So, and people like you will say like, okay, I want to go back home, you know, where I'm from, and just represent myself in there, and you know, and make sure that the people back home knows that we are seeing them, you know, that we will be there. So when I go, I want everybody to be ready when I pull, and you know, everybody will be like, okay, we need to stay together. We need to be a team, because that's the only, you know. And yesterday,
and when the last time you came here, like everybody had they got a lesson. And I remember everybody was at awe because Arturo's matches were the last matches of the night, right?
Yeah.
And his attitude, the way he came to the table, he changed, you know. And everybody was like, oh. And I remember I was like, what are you like? What happened? What's happening? What's going on? And then I realized that people here don't have that attitude when they go to the table. Like everybody learned from Arturo that night that you cannot be friends when you go to the table. Like you gotta take it seriously. You gotta go to kill. You know, you gotta change. Like Arturo's hit aggressiveness. You know, everybody was like, "What's going on?" And the thing was, it's because people here don't get that. Like, for instance, if I go right now to whatever tournament in the USA, I would get killed because I am not used to that attitude, Arturo, and you have, Daniel, you know. Yeah. And that's what's lacking in Puerto Rico, and sometimes the Puerto Rican person like takes it like, oh, like it's bad. or like, oh, he's trying to look like they take it personal, you know.
Yeah.
And but it's needed. You need that attitude in order to succeed in the table. You know what I'm saying?
It's a mindset.
Because if you go like mellow, you can lose.
Yeah. No, like yesterday, me and the Venezuelan guy, the guy from Venezuela, he's from California. We had Dan saw it. We had our first match. It was pretty intense at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We got. I think I have a video of it. He got really aggressive because he didn't like. I think he didn't like the way I grip him, and so he like kind of jack it and try to like, you know. And I like that. I like the challenge. And I don't know if anybody got it at the moment, but the second time we competed at the final, he was determined. He was very intense. He told me, I like the intensity. You know, he was humble, but at the table, he was, I like the intensity. This is what I want. This is the way I pull, you know, but he was trying to tell me, don't take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't take it like that. But like at the table, I like to be intense. So when I took the stairs and I was on the final, and he was very intense at the table, I told him, listen, let's go, big boy. Let's go. Like,
yeah, big boy.
Incredible match.
Yeah. In a competition setting at the table, you're not my friend.
Yeah.
You are my enemy. I'm going to rip your freaking arm off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He was ready. He was ready. I was ready. You know, I got a little faster at the start. So that's why I would be able. He felt really, really strong. And he was an incredible, one of the best matches I ever had. I had it with that Venezuela guy. And it was great. But like you said, when you get to the table, you have to be aggressive, but you cannot take it as, I mean, I know there's some people that do take it very personally, but sports are sport. In any other sport, people take it like that. But let's just try to keep it like as sportsmanship as possible.
There you go. That's professional. There's a level you don't want to get past.
Yeah.
You know, if you start insulting something that means nothing to the arm wrestling world, that's taking it to the next level, and that doesn't belong, right?
Yeah.
You know, but if you do it tastefully, you have some pizzazz, a little style, get up there, show the energy, show enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
But like do so without discrediting the other person's, validity of being, a human in front of you.
Yeah, I remember when I was back home, Manolo told me, hey, they're saying that you're being too aggressive.
Yeah, calm down.
Yeah. I was like, aggressive? Listen, I came from like,
what am I supposed to do?
Fine, I'm here to I'm not fucking around. Listen.
Yeah.
I got a lot of pent-up rage. I gotta let go of it someone.
Like, okay, if they can stop me, good luck. I mean, if they can, let's go. But you
gotta be aggressive on the table, and that's a lesson everybody, at least I think everybody picked up that day when Arturo came and pulled, because it's different, and that's why you will always be at another level. Like, you guys are a level above people here in Puerto Rico, because first of all, when you practice, you got like a higher level of practice and opponents on practices. That's one. And the other is because you have this competition experience, because you can compete constantly if you want to. Here in Puerto Rico, it's not like that. And right now in Puerto Rico, everyone wants to do events, and they all do what they do at super match events, and it's not the same thing, like if you do a tournament every now and then, I believe it's better, because you got the opportunity to touch different hands and different scenarios in a tournament. Yeah. But right now, everything is gonna be, it's being like super matches, and to me, it's already boring. But at some point, everybody will get bored, Yeah. And they say, "See, Manolo no está loco now," because everybody says I'm crazy and shit, but I end up always being right.
I mean, there's
everybody's gonna get bored about that supermax thing. You know, we need a national championship. You know,
Yeah.
we need I remember, like, I don't know if Arturo, or I don't think Dan, but Arturo, I don't know if you remember, Pulseo Medalla had 9 regional champions across the island, and they made a competition for each district, and each champion of that district went to the finals to be national champion. That was interesting. By on that time, sometimes there were 700 inscriptions to the events.
Really?
You know,
but we're talking about the golden age. We're talking, that was in the 80s, almost 90, right?
it was 80s through the 80s to middle late 90s, something like that.
Exactly, right? Like yeah, I was still really young. I remember my dad used to talk about it, but I don't have memory of seeing it in TV, nothing like that. But I remember my dad saying something about it, because, you know, I was born in 85, so that was between probably like
yeah. But like my point is that you see that we already had that in Puerto Rico, you know, and why cannot bring it back, you know? And I would love to bring it back. Like, dude, man, before the hurricane, I was gonna do a tournament, and I was gonna give $1,000 to the winner. And I remember I talked to you about this, right, Dan?
Yeah, you did.
And people started dropping out. Oh, I can't do it, after they say yes. And I was like, damn, I'm even giving away money. You don't even have to pay for an inscription. I'm giving you money. And I was planning to pay $1,000 to the winner, $1,001 to the winner, 500 to the second place, 200 to third place, and from fourth place on, give them $100. That was my plan. And people started dropping out because of this small bitching thing about vaginas and tampons and all that shit, because they're pussies. And they didn't even really want free money.
Fucking guy.
They didn't want free money. It was free money. You just have to show up. And people started not answering or dropping out. And finally, at some point, I said, okay, I won't do it. You know, and the point was to make a tournament, you know, a real tournament. And I'm saying right now, if anybody in Puerto Rico, because I know you're watching me, want to do a national championship, I will support it. I will help you, because we need a national championship in Puerto Rico. Like any federation, every organization that speaks to me about arm wrestling in Puerto Rico, the first question they ask, when was your last national championship? That's the first question they ask. And what do I have to answer? I don't know. You know?
Yeah. I mean, then we have to put some love in the sport, man. They need to get ready for it. Everybody should get ready to if we actually want to grow back home about this sport, because let me tell you something. There's a bunch of sports back home back in between the 90s and the early 2000s. They were on peak. Volleyball, it was on peak. Track and field, even baseball, basketball, and nobody's supporting the sports right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Same.
But the thing is the bureaucracy, because in the United States, sports are a private company. Like the government do not support really much things about sports in the United States. It's like the private sector, right?
Yeah.
But in Puerto Rico, the government wants to support sports, but they want to do it with low budgets and stuff. And then you got, like right now, you got what we call in Puerto Rico el COPUR. That's the Olympic organization that rules the Olympics in Puerto Rico, but they are government funded too. And all the federations are under that umbrella of the COPUR.
Okay.
And they have a budget. And that budget ultimately goes in salaries for the president, for the vice president of the federation, for the secretary that's there all day doing nothing. That's where the money goes. Now, that's why when you got like, let's talk about arm wrestling. Let's talk about Georgia. Georgia, like Levon doesn't have to do shit. Just arm wrestle and lift heavy. That's all he does because he is government funded. Like, okay, you do this, you're great at this, you represent a nation, we are going to take care of you.
Yeah.
And that's good.
The support, they have the support.
They have the support. Yeah.
You have support. But if we want support, like what I made Pulseo TV into a corporation, and I got connected with people that have corporations about sports that do proposals and get government funds, but the government get the funds and the corporation distributes them like they need to or want to, right? And I got this idea because in Costa Rica, Edgardo, the president of the Costa Rica World Arm Wrestling Federation of Costa Rica, he told me, like, dude, Costa Rican sports, they are very organized. They know what they're doing. And the government, actually the government does not, like the government gives the sports thing they have a budget, and that thing gives a budget to each federation of each sport, right? Okay. And now, Edgardo was saying to me, like, when they did I didn't went to the Pan American WAF Championships because my passport was expired. But Edgardo told me, get here, I will pay for your hotel, your food, your transportation. You just got to get here. Because he had the money. He had the money to do that, you know? They are so organized. They have their own budget and they know how to expend it on the sport. And he told me, just to say a number, I don't want to disclose the amount that he told me, but just to say a number, he told me, like, my government gives me $30,000 a year, and what I got to do with that money is work for the sport of arm wrestling in Costa Rica. I got to spread the word. I have to support groups of arm wrestlers that can be created, and I buy them a table. I buy them equipment, bars, weights, so they can start training. And I start, you know,
them started.
They help them to get started. You know, people don't have to pay for shit. The Federation of Costa Rica buys them the table, the weights, the dumbbells, anything, so they can get started. You know, and he gave me that idea, and I incorporated Pulseo TV in that to try and do just that, you know. And this is the first year, like, I incorporated Pulseo TV in September, and the proposals are due to, like, the last days is like in June, and they gave out the money. They gave it up to July and August. But what I'm aiming for is to do a good proposal that other people are helping me. People that already get the government funds, they do the proposal, they submit it, they always accept it, and they get the money. They are helping me develop that proposal so Pulseo TV can get that money and start trying to help these other clubs around the island get stuff. Like for example, Carly doesn't have a table. Like, he doesn't have his own table, you know? So if I that worked to work for me, and I would get the government funds, I would say, Cali, here's your table. I bought you a table, you know, and I started helping him getting things going. That's just an example, you know, and that's the things that I have planned, or at least envisioned for next year, you know, God willing.
So this is the thing. I believe if we show up over there, we would be a great motivation for them to, you know, to at least try. It's gonna take, Manolo. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Just don't give up on it.
Yeah.
Don't give up on it. I have faith that PR has a lot of potential. So I saw it the last time I was there. So I think it will show up. We will give a good motivation. I will try to find a way to find somebody else to get there and have a better event, much better if more people show up from over here.
I reached out to my family as well.
Yeah.
See what I can do to find out, because I mean, I have most of my family's up in San Juan area and Gurabo and Caguas, but I'm sure if we work together in trying to find somebody and knock on enough doors and work together with a singular mindset, that we want to find a good venue to expand the sport that's going to be easy and centrally located for everyone on the island to get to, or at least the majority of people on the island to get to, and some outliers might pop in, and maybe even people would fly it. Or a tournament setting, and we make it appealing. Listen, I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch, but I will tell you this much. Shoot those stars, land on the moon, you still have reached a level of success that you didn't have.
I mean, I fly over there and I drive from Carolina to Maya West, and it was all the way driving over there. I was excited. All the way 2 hours. I'm going over there. Like the trip from San Juan to Maya West is always freaking nice. If that would be nice if you guys want to do it on Naranjito again, you know, whatever venue, everybody is great.
I love the Cali Rican restaurant. I love it, but it's like, for me, so far, you know, because you have to like get to the metro area, and after you get there, like you get to Bayamon, then you got to go into the mountains, you know, and it's really hard. The last time I went over there, I had to pay for a hotel, you know, because to return from that at that time, at that hour, because the event end late, you know, it's hard.
So I got a question for you, actually. About how long of a drive is it from my West Carolina or San Juan?
From San Juan to Maya West. The last time I was there, I didn't know. It didn't happen the first time I went. They actually, probably maybe I didn't know when they made it, but they didn't have it the first time I went. The first time I met you at the gym, they didn't have it. Now they have a crazy ass highway from San Juan that cross all Caguas with nonstop. Like took the highway. I don't know how is it called. It's just straight to Ponce, or like straight.
It's like a pole. You pay like $4 and you take that lane. Yeah.
You take it, and then it's completely straight. Even tell you cannot get out of it.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just straight. I took that shit at 85 miles an hour, and it took me I think a little less than 2 hours.
Okay, so I'm going to give you something. Listen, Puerto Rico, listen up and listen carefully. I live in Long Island, New York. Every tournament that's not on Long Island takes me 2 hours to get to. So I've traveled in the last 2.5 years to 19 different tournaments, and on average, I've traveled at least 2 hours. There's no excuse. You want to arm wrestle? Get off your ass, get in your car, find a couple people, buddies, to chip in gas, and get over to the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I have drive to Utah. I will drive to California. Arizona.
I mean, not for nothing. I drive. I've flown. I'm literally from New York, and I'm here in Vegas. Not for nothing. So where there's a will, there is a way.
Yeah.
Get off. Don't make excuses.
You know, to get us hurt, but you know,
strong and hurt at the same time. Listen, a month from today, each and every one of you, a month from today, are you going to have a list of excuses as to why you didn't accomplish things, or a list of accomplishments that you're proud of?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm going as soon as I know, I will definitely tell you the day that I will go back home, because I miss my daughter also. I need to see her. I miss my family. As soon as I have a day, I will tell you. So we're going to start setting it up. I already talked to Adam. I'm ready for him. I'm ready for anybody over there. You know,
Adam has gotten stronger too. You know.
Oh yeah, no, perfect. You know, I am I'm very intense guy, but if he get me, congratulations. Let's go. I mean, if he gets stronger, that's just going to make me, if he gets stronger, much better. I remember I talked to him. I said, listen, bring everything you got, brother, because I'm going with everything I got. So most of it is we're going to have fun. It's going to get intense, I'm telling you. But I just want everybody back home to understand that this is a beautiful sport.
It is.
It is a combat sport. It is a combat sport.
It's a combat sport.
It is a combat sport, but it's a sport that we can, you know, create a brotherhood. It don't matter where we're from. Look at us here. We just met yesterday, and this has been incredibly, you know,
an amazing experience.
An amazing experience. Yeah, that's the only word I can say.
That it just knowing that I have a new connection, like I just feel that much more grounded, that much more connected to Isla de Encanta. Jesus, I can't speak today.
Encanto.
Jesus. Let me try that again. Isla de Encanto. There you go.
Good.
There, I did it right. Forgive me. Oh my God, my abuelo's rolling over in his grave right now. But bringing this together and creating this, it's second to none for experience by way of brotherhood. Because look at how everything shut down just a couple of years ago. Just recently, we got forced into seclusion and complete separation from families and from our friends and people who we want to see. And so having this right here, 2 years later, 2.5 years later,
yeah.
That is my heart, my soul, my everything.
Yeah. And I feel like you have it has been a breath of fresh air, you know.
Right there.
And it motivated me to keep going. And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know, life has gotten me to a point that I have to like stop training the way that I train. It's like I cannot train anymore like a powerlifter. and it's pushing me to, because my doctor say, well, you can always just do arm wrestling. I was like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that to me? So I'm gonna later on the week I'm gonna text you, Dan, because I'm gonna try to like change everything to like when I train, I went to the gym and I trained powerlifting and try to incorporate arm wrestling. Now I have to change because everything has to be like concentrating in arm wrestling and a little powerlifting, because I cannot push my body that hard anymore.
No, I get it.
So I'm lost, because and I'm lost not because I don't know how to do things. I'm lost because I'm really hard-headed, and it's really hard for me to change my training. You know?
Yeah. No, but you got to think your health. Your health is first, brother.
Your health is your wealth.
Your health is first, brother. Like it's never too late to go back. Just try to get better, and then I know it's hard to go back after a stop, but it's better for you to be healthy and be able to do something than be in a completely shut down whatever.
Right now, I didn't lift today because I was like, why am I going to go to the gym if I can't lift heavy? Why?
Yeah.
And that's not a good that's not a good mindset.
It's
That.
You have
but I know I got to do it, and I'm going to try and try to work out something because I cannot do I cannot do the 600-pound squats and all that shit that I used to do. And I have to concentrate to push myself. Like when you train for arm wrestling, you don't really push yourself because they are small muscles, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to, like Louis Simmons. Damn, Louis, I'm gonna let you down, Louis. Yeah. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt.
I know, but I gotta tell you something. Jason Latona, the guy on Your Morning BJ from Vegas, he gave me a really awesome piece of advice. When it comes to arm wrestling, if you love the sport, the mindset you should really be ready to adopt more so than anything else. Take 2 steps back so you can take a step forward.
Yeah,
Dude.
Because
Pep just told me, do a world record thumb curl. I might as well just do that, Pep. I might just have to do that. I'll do it. I don't care.
there you go.
Jason, you
No,
know
but
that.
really,
You
in
know
all
that.
seriousness, I'm gonna have to concentrate on arm wrestling and a little less on squats and all that. You know, I'm gonna have to do it. So
Yeah, no, it's cool. You know that the first person that I connected to arm wrestle was Jason. Yeah, he was the first person that I contacted. Yeah.
wait, he wasn't at the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
He was there. Jason was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
I
there.
didn't see nothing in social media about him being there, or he didn't post nothing. I was wondering.
He just showed up towards the tail end and did a little after pull.
He had a something about work. He got like a convention, something about work, and he was very busy. When he showed up at the end, I saw him. We said hi.
Okay.
And he always try to show up. Jason, I know that he always try to show up, you know. And but yeah, he got these shirts. The shirts are great. They're very nice. They feel very comfortable. He got the only forearms, the curls junior. He got a bunch of shirts that are very nice. So
Yeah, I've seen it. I gotta get one.
yeah.
And I try to get a shirt from everyone, you know, and I hand them. I hand them. I don't know if you've seen my training videos. I hand the shirts behind the where I have the table set up. That's where I hand the shirts. And I have the 98 one. I have the arm fighter one. And I always try when I see guys trying to you know, raise some money with selling shirts for an event. I always try to help them. You know, I text them and you know, buy one from them. You know, just to help out. You know, that's how much I love this shit. You know.
All right, brother.
So, well, maybe I'll see you. Yeah, you guys are like grunting in pain and shit.
Yeah.
Bro,
we gotta go lick our wounds. We gotta go tend to our wounds, man.
we heard, brother.
Yeah. So we're gonna what?
I got a really good idea. Arturo, help me out with it. I'm gonna go to the ice machine, fill up a garbage bag, fill with ice, fill up the bathtub, and just take a nice ice bath.
I don't know.
Dude, that's not a bad idea. If you have a bathtub, do it.
Yep. I think I'm gonna
do it.
nightmare.
Hey, you should record.
Guys, I'm gonna.
You should record yourself like doing that. Woo! Let's see if you can laugh.
Well, guys, I'm really happy. I'm really happy we have this talk after the event. I'm really proud of both of you. I love you guys. I hope we can see each other in person, all three of us at some point. I believe this year it can happen. And thank you for doing what you do and being my friends and helping me do this that I do for everyone.
We appreciate it, brother.
Manolo, stay strong, brother.
Give it a,
We will.
I'm
We
gonna
will.
try.
We will get there, brother. We will get there. You'll see.
You got this, brother. Thank you.
We'll see you. We keep in touch. We just talk, whatever. I will
Yep.
text you this week about training, Dan, because I need some light in what I'm going to do. Okay?
Absolutely. I'll show you what I know.
Puerto Rico, stay
Have
strong.
a good night. Have a good night, and stay strong. Like Devin, stay massive.